coming out of the AFL Canberra League, 26-year-old forward midfielder Olivia Fogarty has been impressive for Ainslie after crossing to Aussie rules from soccer. She opted to come down to the VFL to train with Hawthorn in a bid to try and achieve her AFLW dream.
Let's go with your footy journey, or I guess your journey to begin with, where you sort of grew up and developing through the sports, because obviously you played soccer a fair bit as well. So give us a bit of a rundown sort of from where you came from and started really.
Yeah, so I'm from Canberra. I grew up my whole life playing soccer from a young age, and athletics and sort of cross-country background, which was, fun, so fun. Like Canberra has a really good soccer academy and development program, right up until Canberra United, which is like their women's squad there. Grew up playing soccer and then worked my way through the ranks through ACTAS, which is their ACT Academy of Sport, which is now sort of their Canberra United Academy. So sort of got to that level and then sort of just halted there and kind of fell out of love with soccer. I made some great friends playing soccer, but it just got to a point where I wasn't really loving it anymore. And then sort of getting to that year 12, that 18-year-old age where you kind of toss up playing sport seriously or not, where a lot of your friends drop off and go traveling and stuff like that. So, I finished school and decided to just give footy a go, sort of in a more fun way. Just played with some of my friends in the women's comp. Played about like 6 or 7 games and then sort of took my gap year and went travelling and stuff like that. Took about 4 years off sport, didn't really do much, started studying, did a degree, and then had a few knee injuries, but then sort of came back about 4 years ago and said, okay, I'm going to start soccer again and take it a bit more seriously. So I did that. I played a couple of years in the Canberra League. And then, same thing. I just thought I don't love this as much as I thought I would. And I really want to give footy like a proper go and take it seriously. So I played my first season last year with Ainslie Football Club. It's been so fun ever since. Like, love playing there. There's a lot of talent that's sort of come through Ainslie Football Club and into the AFLW system, which watching the girls sort of come in and then go into AFLW, I was like, that's something that I really want to do. That was last year. So started playing seriously last year and then played again this year. And then, it's kind of hard being taken seriously in Canberra. So that's why I've moved to Melbourne to sort of play here.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so I guess growing up too in Canberra and whatnot, you've sort of got those more rugby league ties. So how is that perceived, as in going to football over rugby league and things like that? How difficult is it to sort of lean towards that over the more popular sport or code in that state? Yeah,
I mean, footy's it's not really that big in Canberra at all. Soccer is quite big, but a lot of girls down in Canberra are now going to rugby league, rugby union, which it is like when you're trying to take footy a bit more seriously, it's not really looked at down there. I don't know. I'm not too much of a physical player, so playing rugby for me was probably something I wouldn't do. There was a lot of pressure to stay playing soccer, and sort of people don't take that league serious, the Canberra Footy League, that seriously, which is unfortunate because I think it's so great down there. And they've brought in some rep footy as well this year, which was really fun as well.
Yeah. What was it like sort of being able to represent, I guess, your territory there, your state territory, against another state? How did you find that?
Yeah, it was so fun. Obviously having a lot of time off sport. I haven't represented ACT or New South Wales in years, like not since I was little playing soccer. So that was really great. And to do it alongside some of the girls from my football club was also really fun. But also it was, good to play on like a bigger stage against, New South Wales. We played at Monaco Oval, so that was really fun as well.
Yeah, awesome. And I guess for you too, coming through, as you mentioned, you've had your injury issues and things like that, your knee injury. What was it like having to go through the, I guess, long rehab to get that done and contemplating where you go post that in terms of your sport?
Yeah, I think it was massive, like especially doing an ACL, like you've got 12 months ahead of you. And then after that, you kind of have to sit down and really think if you want to potentially run the risk of playing contact sport again and then potentially injuring yourself again. So yeah, that's something probably after I first did my knee, that's why I had a long time off. And then I kind of thought like, I'm 26 now, like if I'm going to take sport seriously, now's the time to do it. And if you get injured, you get injured, like as long as you're, following the right protocols and doing strength and conditioning and doing everything you can, then I guess if you get injured, like that's out of your control. Like that's just a risk you take playing sport.
Yeah. And I guess then to move from just playing in Canberra to want to go to that next level, how do you sort of find that, or how have you found the ability to get from sort of playing at that level to getting the interest from AFLW clubs?
Yeah, I think when I first started playing, there was quite a bit of interest just being so new to the sport and coming from soccer. So yeah, that interest initially was quite exciting and was there. But yeah, like you said, getting that to the next level has been challenging, especially being in Canberra. So last year I was a trainer at Giants and that was really great. But yeah, trying to navigate a full-time job, driving up to Sydney to train, I think put a lot of pressure on myself and being in the car for that long. And yeah, so it's really hard, but obviously being exposed to that professional environment sort of opened my eyes to say that that's what I want to do. But yeah, there is a significant jump from sort of where I'm playing to where I want to go. And that's sort of why, moving to Melbourne and in VFL goes sort of my next goal.
Yeah, awesome. So you've obviously moved down here and training with the Hawks. What's that been like since you've come down and sort of settled into that kind of program?
Yeah, the Hawks program seems, really professional. Not surprised that they're doing great at the moment, and they're only going up. The girls have been so welcoming. The leadership group there, like it's been great. The professionalism at training, the buy-in from all the players has been really exciting to be a part of. And all the coaching staff, I feel like they've got something special going there. So being exposed to that a couple of times a week has been really, really fun.
Yeah, and what kind of takeaways, I guess, do you take from the training that perhaps if it's just little things or things like that perhaps you've learnt just training with them compared to, say, training with Ainslie or somewhere else you've been? What's something you've been able to take away?
I think just the small things like running to the next drill, starting every drill with intensity, and then, carrying a drill out from start to finish like you would in a game, is something that the Hawks girls do every session. And the physicality. I think you've got to train how you play, and that's something that sort of at club level can kind of fly under the radar a little bit, is sort of just getting through each drill, having fun. The Hawks girls have fun when they train as well, but just that intensity lift is something that, wherever I play next, I want to bring that to.
Yeah, awesome. So just in terms of your plan, obviously coming up to the draft and everything like that and post that, what have you sort of set yourself in the near future?
I've set myself, just to give it my all at these training sessions, to be noticed sort of at that next level and show that I can, if given the opportunity, can perform and fit in that environment. But also realistically knowing that I've probably got a lot more to learn in the game, and my skills probably need more developing. So really trying to knuckle down this VFL season, or pre-season that's starting in a couple of weeks. I'm really keen for that, and to just smash out a really strong pre-season, which I guess puts myself in a position for any injury replacement spots or spots next year that come up, and if not, just play consistently throughout the VFL. That's what I'm, really trying to do next year.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess just sort of tell us a bit about yourself, on the field particularly, like in terms of the way you play, some of your strengths, or how would you sort of describe yourself as a player? I
think coming from a soccer background, playing in a right forward position, I've always got space in front of me. I think transitioning that onto the footy field, I think when I've got space to run into, space to win a ball, or space to lead into. I think that's where my strengths are. And I think with that comes sort of speed and agility. That's sort of what I pride myself on in my game. And I think that's where I sort of stand out playing footy. I think weaknesses are probably, my physicality. Coming from soccer, obviously it's not too much for contact sport. And I think that's, comes down to trusting my body and that, you've got to get stuck in and go win that ball. That's probably me on the field. Off the field, I'm pretty chill. I like to hang out with my friends, stay active. I like, running as well. And obviously just moving to Melbourne, I'm trying to get comfortable with the suburb I'm living in. I've been going on lots of walks and like running around the tan. It's been so fun. So, yeah.
And will you sort of notice the big difference between, I guess, Canberra compared to Melbourne is?
Traffic.
Yeah.
I hate traffic.
No.
In Canberra, it's so easy. I work, train and live all within like a 10-minute radius of one another. Coming to Melbourne, sort of being in my car a little bit more, which is fine. But but there's so many more people here. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. So I'm just excited to sort of meet new people and just get amongst Melbourne, because at the end of the day, like, yes, I've moved here for footy, but if I'm gonna spend a couple of years here, like, I need to make the most of it outside of footy as well.
Yeah. So who's had the most individual influence on your career, do you think?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know. I think my parents are really supportive. Like, we're not a footy family at all. My parents like always supported us really heavily through soccer. And I say us, me and my twin sister as well. She also played soccer. And when I said to them, I'm going to really try and play footy and take it seriously, they've just been supportive from the get-go. Like, they, trying to learn the rules and come and watch my games. And now they've been watching some of the Hawks games as well, which they've said the standard's just amazing and they think it's so fun to watch. My parents have been really supportive. I think they've been probably, the biggest support system at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. And finally, what would it mean to you to get a chance on an AFLW list?
It would mean a lot. I think deep down, I feel like I know I've got what it takes to perform at that level. And I'm, trying to put my best foot forward, whether it be at trainings or moving states, to sort of show that I've got what it takes. But it would mean a lot. And I think that given that opportunity would make me grow as a player and, just make me a better footballer in general. Not to mention, meeting a bunch of new girls and being able to train every day and get paid for it is something that being female and a female athlete, you kind of didn't think would ever happen. Growing up, being younger, you'd sort of just watch, male players get paid to do what they love every day. So if that could happen to me, that would be really cool.